know we're going.
Hello everyone and welcome to Weaverbirds Live TV with me, Karen Weaver, and over there is
Emma Weaver. You're pointing the wrong way.
It looked the right way on my screen, so there you go.
We not argue over who's right and who's wrong. We not let everybody see the sisterliness of the whole thing.
Oh, hilarious. Well, it's been a big week in so many ways. The world feels as if it's changed a little this week, so we're going to talk into all of that. I was also at an event in Sydney, and I went to watch Marianne Williamson as well at the beautiful State Theatre in Sydney. God, it's such a gorgeous venue. And then went to Dimmicks in Sydney and seen the book that for New Dawn that won an Aurelius Award, hitting the shelves in Sydney with the stickers of, and it's like the creme de la creme of the literary here in Australia. So I am just so proud of New Dawn and Dylan and what they're achieving at the minute. It's amazing.
That's unreal. That is
and do you know what it is? The book's called The Serpent Called Mercy, and it's like it's got a fire horse on the cover. And I was like, and Dylan didn't realize, and I was like, do you know that looks like a fire horse? And he's like, wow.
And it's the year of the fire horse.
Yes, and she would happen, and the author happened to be at the event as well. So huge congratulations to her. And she's from Malaysia. She traveled especially for it. So, and then she went to Sydney Dimmicks and signed off some books. It's just magic when that happens because it was unprecedented. So it's really good for New Dawn to be the publisher of an Aurelius book, and also for that new author to experience that. And that's what we hope. Those types of stories are just magic, aren't they, Emma?
Absolutely. And wait till I tell you, you can really feel the energy around the fire horse, because although obviously you were going to the She Talks event in Sydney, and you and Kira and some of our lovely friends were talking at it, but then to go on and meet Marianne Williams was like, that was so aligned for you. And then to go and see Dylan's company's books in the store, that was, and I mean, you toured that around in 2 days, maybe 2.5 days.
Oh, I was only there for 24 hours. And Sydney was raining, and then my flight got cancelled, but it actually was a blessing because it meant I got to sleep in an extra few hours. And Qantas are amazing. They just rescheduled us for 2 hours later, and everything just aligned beautifully. But one thing I want to share is because I didn't tee up the She Talks event to be the same day as Marianne Williamson's event, and yet the two were on the same day. Like, what's this? It's so serendipitous. But one of the and She Talks was amazing. I had and please guys, come to She Talks whenever it comes to Ireland, because it's such an important, amazing event that brings people together in a really, there's so much thought leadership, but also so much vulnerability. And I want to share something, Emma, with you and everyone, that I was really vulnerable at the weekend, and I was the MC, and I shared my thought leadership of the power story, and was really happy with it. There was so many amazing speakers. And then of course Kira was is my daughter, and she's a youth ambassador for She Talks. So she had a talk, and she was so nervous she couldn't do her talk, so she asked me to give it a voice. Well, I got up to give it a voice, and oh my God, the floodgates opened, and I couldn't do it. And I was like, oh my God, I have so much healing here. I didn't realize I still had so much healing to do. And it was received really well, but I had everybody crying, and I apologized to everyone at the event. And the wonderful Frances Pratt, who came and read Kira's talk, which was really important, and I had a lot of good feedback. But also, I'm usually in a leadership space and not that vulnerable, and the tears don't usually flow like that, but it just goes to show. And I had a few people reach out, which was really, because I still showed up through it all, not to my highest capacity, but I still showed up through the whole experience of my daughter. So I'll have a look at the video.
nice. I'm so happy as your sister, but also as a woman in these circles to hear that you don't need to tell it at the time. People don't need to know, but we all should have enough empathy and understanding as women. A lot of us are mothers to know when you're showing up in business, you're showing up your best, and nobody ever knows what's going on. I mean, what you've been through has been a lot. It has been a lot. And you showed up as a mom, as a sister, as a business owner, as a publisher to all those authors. So I'm very proud and glad to hear that Ciara's story is now coming out to help other people, but also to show the human side of being a woman in business.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to be human. It's just so vitally important to do that, to show up as ourselves. And that is the thing, that it was the power story that called to be shared. And Ciara said that I want my story to get out there, Mum. I just can't say it yet myself. So I was like, right, I'll be your voice. But we know, Emma, that in mental health, mental wealth, the call to share your story is one of the final stages of healing, which is a beautiful part. And so the call to do that is because we want to help others through our own learnings. And we know someone else who has been writing a book and who is our special guest today, which is the wonderful Wendy Shannon. So we're going to welcome Wendy up to share all things, amazing things that this amazing woman has been up to. Wendy, come join us.
Hello, ladies. Good evening. Good morning. Good evening from Fermanagh, from Ireland.
We got you here. We got you here, Wendy.
Yes. How are you, girl?
So, Wendy, we've been talking about you've been writing a book. So, you know, it takes a lot to write a book, especially on the theme that you're writing it in, and we want to commend you on that. So, how does it feel to get to the stage of whenever your story is potentially getting shared with the world? How are the inhibitions going?
Going well. I feel positive that hopefully this message is going to get out. I mean, as a girl growing up, I wasn't the reader or the writer in my house. My little sister still is an avid reader. And so for me to write this book, I had co-authored a chapter in one of the Lioness anthology, wonderful anthology, which is just excellent, and I was so honored to be asked to be part of that. But this book has been in the making for quite a while now, and it focuses on the grief of grieving mum. And you know, I was actually thinking about this even this morning. I was thinking, yes, I hope things are going well with the edit and with whatever is going on in the background.
Yes.
And, you know, and I was thinking back because it definitely is. My book focuses around, yes, a mother's grief, and it really is grief on another level, because I was thinking about this because my father passed away 26 years ago, and that was my first real stab at feeling deep grief. And I actually thought, I am never going to get over losing Dad. I'm never going to get over it. My heart is broken. But this is definitely, losing a child is definitely grief on another level. And we unfortunately did lose Rachel in 2021 in February. So it's just past her 5th anniversary there. And it really has been a roller coaster of a journey. It absolutely.
And we have the honour of reading your book at the minute, but I'll pass over to Emma.
Sorry, ladies, sometimes music cut out. And the importance of telling your story as well as the feelings and what you've learned. To me, it's like giving to other people. It's whenever you done your TED talk, you done a TEDx talk in Enniskillen. And I mean, I've watched loads of TED talks over the years, and I was honoured to have you on my TEDx in Enniskillen stage. Now, Wendy, you were not that far into your grief journey, and how you found the strength to stand on that red dot. Wendy got a standing ovation, and that is practically unheard of in TEDx. Honest to goodness, it doesn't really happen. But how you articulated it absolutely had everybody in awe. Like, there was tears, there was all the emotions. And now to be putting it in the written form where people will be able to have it all the time to give them hope, it's huge, Wendy.
Yes, and I think it's very, I mean, it's not all fancy pants writing. It's very, very much basic. My feelings, how I felt on days when I didn't want to get up, days I didn't want to move, days I was physically, because the physical and the emotional pain, this is something I thought I'm definitely never going to get over this. But as time has gone on, now, and I speak with you a lot, Emma, and I see you a lot. I'm just delighted that you are such a good mentor and have become such a really good friend. You've seen me at my worst. You've seen the journey as well, really with me. And the grief, it's the awful stabbing pain, that type of thing gone. The grief is softer now. And really, my whole thing was 1 year after, on our first anniversary, after I did that severe breakdown, I really thought there is absolutely no way I can keep feeling like this. Because for me, it wasn't serving Rachel. It certainly wasn't serving me, but it was not serving her to go over to that grave and to be howling every time I went over and squealing and shouting. I thought, no, because she was such a quiet wee thing. She was so dignified and graceful. And I thought she will be having an absolute hissy fit, be carrying on. Like, literally, keep going, Mum. But she was so grounded, grounded. Despite her difficulties, because Rachel had assisted needs, but was largely self-sufficient. But she did still need us, and I certainly needed her, but I didn't need to be like this. So then I made the conscious decision, a very, very conscious decision, that I am going to have to level up to this here. And that's when I started the self-care. I thought, how am I going to do it? Where do I even start? But once I made the decision, because they speak about the 5 stages of grief, and that's really was developed by somebody who, it was more to do with palliative care. But there is one of those stages, and it's acceptance. And I've always said, I will never accept that we lost Rachel when we did, at 27 years of age. But I have accepted that I will be grieving forever. We as a family will be grieving forever. Now, once I got my head around that, I was on this new trajectory. So let's go here. Let's see what we can do. And I'm a strong person, and this really, really tested me. My resilience was gone. I was broken. But I consciously picked myself up, because I just kept saying in the back of my head, she would never want this. Yeah. I started the whole thing of self-care. And self-care, I had to find myself. Now, for example, I love meditation. It was something I thought at the time was all woo-woo, and it was not for me, because I was just too busy and I was too strong, and I was working. But I have absolutely found meditation, self-care, mindfulness, everything is around that. And then last year, joining the boot camp. And when you're with like-minded people, when you are with the right people, you surround yourself with the right people, you can really cope with a lot.
It's amazing. And talk to us about Heart Month, because February is the month that Rachel passed in, but it's also Heart Month, and you do a lot of work with the British Heart Foundation. Can you share with us about that? Because you're a practicing nurse as well, Wendy. You're just such an amazing woman, doing amazing things in the world and having a beautiful ripple effect. So talk to us about Heart Month and why February is so important to you.
Yeah, well, I suppose it aligns around my values around loss, and heart being the heart. My heart was broken. It is still broken, but I'm on a whole new healing journey now. But with the British Heart Foundation, how we got involved was we wanted to support a charity and hold a fundraising event in September. So that was about 6 months after Rachel passed. And we sat as a family and we thought, what will we support? Which charity will we support? And we came up collectively, with the British Heart Foundation. Yeah, because it's a UK-based charity, but we have a local branch here in Northern Ireland. And so the money, anything that's raised, is kept locally. So I joined that. We did the fundraiser, and then I kind of got involved doing wee bits and pieces of fundraising. So last year I wanted to give more. I wanted to really make my mark, and because I'd got to know the staff as well at the foundation, and they are just so lovely. Yeah. And I want to give more. I want to give more. So I did my ambassador training. So what I do now is I represent Fermanagh, which is our province here, and I would go around and give talks. I raise awareness. I still fundraise. I want people's money because it funds life-saving research, and the research centre is based at Queen's University in Belfast, and so it just goes on and on. They do so much work. They do so much. And at the moment, my bugbear is around defibrillators, and that we have them everywhere. They're everywhere now. But on a call last week, I realised that some of these defibrillators are not connected to our circuit, to the database. So there's no point in having one outside if nobody's there.
Yeah,
so
of course.
I find volunteering, that is just beautiful, and I think you have to do something that aligns with your values, and it makes it much more interesting and tangible. Then it really does.
And it keeps Rachel's memory alive for you as well, and proactive, which is beautiful. It's so gorgeous. If anyone wanted to support, if anyone watching this wanted to support what you're doing financially or energetically, how do they get in contact with you?
Well, they can just contact, if they Google the British Heart Foundation.org, go in and they can make a donation on that website. But it's an excellent charity, because it's not just heart, it's circulatory disease as well. It's all strokes, diabetes. There's so much to heart and circulatory disease, and like both my mum and dad also passed away of sudden cardiac arrest, and Rachel had a sudden cardiac arrest, and they didn't survive. And if we know what to do, and that's in the training, in the business I'm doing now, that in my training business, I mean, my mission is simple. I just want to teach people how to save lives.
Yeah. And you're sought after now. The calendar is booking up.
Yeah. You've been able now, Wendy, to go out and provide support. So you have a training business now where you go out and you deliver first aid training and defibrillator training, so that in those crucial moments that there's at least hope of support, so that the fatality may not be there, that at least people are given the best chance possible. So you do go out around organisations, football clubs, as well as your work with the British Heart Foundation, but because of your nursing background as well, you're able to go out and support people in the public of how to use these defibrillators or do their first aid on people, so that you're giving people the best chance possible.
Well, that's it. And the training is, if you teach one person how to effectively perform CPR, but it's the use of the defibrillators, having that confidence to get that device and open it and use it. It's foolproof. It talks you through it, and some of them are so far advanced now. There's pictures and images, etc., on the device. But the chances of survival by using one of those devices and getting it, chances of survival 50-60%.
Wow.
In cardiac arrest, it's different in the hospital, all that equipment there. But this is out in the street or on a football pitch, young guys, So I'm very passionate about it, girls.
Yes. So people need to become familiar with it, understand if there's some in their area, and not be afraid to use it in that vital moment. You can just save someone else's life, and not just them, the people around them as well. It's so beautiful. Wendy, we're out of time, but it is such a wonderful chat. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get you back on because I know we have lots more to talk about. But thank you for joining us.
Thank you so very much, ladies. That's it. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, Wendy. Wow, isn't she phenomenal? I know that.
She's just one of those ladies that leaves an impression. Because of her knowledge, because of her willingness to support others, she's a real woman supporting other women. And unfortunately, through tragic circumstances, imagine like Wendy has a nursing background, so she was able to understand everything that was happening. I don't know if that's better or worse, but the fact that she has showed up and now she's making a difference to other people, it's huge. It's huge. And she's telling her story, which is what we started the conversation with in the first place, but to help other people.
And Wendy is giving so much hope because Wendy is living every mother's worst nightmare. No matter what age your child would pass that, you never want your child to leave the earth before you. So huge kudos to this woman. We absolutely love and adore you, Wendy. Thank you for everything that you do. And we just are so glad to help highlight that with the world. And you never know, this conversation may have helped save a life. You just never know. So we have to show up and share it. So everyone, please go and check out the British Heart Foundation. Just even like 10 minutes, go and check out and just get yourself informed. If you see Wendy, go and connect with her. You're going to learn so much from a conversation every single time we chat to her. And watch out for her book. Me and Emma have had the privilege of reading it, and it's just phenomenal. It pulls at the heartstrings, but it also informs, and it's amazing. So guys, we shall see you next week for another amazing episode. And watch out, Weaverbirds Live TV. Bye guys.